So, the Los Angeles Lakers season, they're truly a piece or two away from being championship contenders. Guys, I'm doing a new little setup for my videos as I'm visiting my parents right now. And I wanted, while I was here, I was like, hey, let's take the time to try out this new setup where the video is actually right here and I'm just sitting to the side of it. Now, let's get right into it. Shout out Jovan Buha of The Athletic for this information. And as you guys know, there are two packages that could potentially happen. There's the Russell, well, actually, there's three packages. There's straight up Russell Westbrook and the 2 first-round picks, which is very unlikely. We are not trading Russell Westbrook anymore. The Lakers are not trading Russell Westbrook anymore. The next package is Pat Bev, Kendrick Nunn, and a prick, either protected or unprotected. That gets you up to $20 million of salary you can take back. And then the third deal is a deal I put here, is if you combine Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn with Russell Westbrook, that's almost $70 million you can take back. That's if you want to bring in DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine type deal. But that's not going to happen. Let's talk about true scenarios we're hearing from NBA insiders. Okay, this is what this video is. NBA insiders from The Athletic have the insight on what potentially could happen. So, let's get right into today's video and let's talk about what potentially could be seen with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think this is the most interesting part. So, as you guys know, the Los Angeles Lakers are an interesting team. Jovan Buha writes that this is what he's hearing so far. So, as December 15th, 74 additional players, approximately 89% of the league is now tradable. And the team's currently 11-16. So, obviously, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are off the tables. And Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown Jr., Wayne Gabriel, and Max Christie are all young players on team-friendly contracts that have exceeded expectations and fit very well next to James and Davis. It's unlikely that any of them are trading with Los Angeles Lakers, especially valuing Austin Reeves and Lonnie Walker IV as starting and closing level players. So, Davis, James, Reeves, Walker, Troy Brown Jr., Wayne Gabriel, Max Christie are all players that they will not trade. Now, who's on the table? I feel like Russell Westbrook won't be, but you could say Westbrook technically is if a deal comes across that they like. Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn. The Lakers only have 6 players making more than minimum wage. Minimum salary. Not minimum wage. Minimum salary. Davis, James are guys, and Walker, so we'll take them off. Nunn, Beverly, and Westbrook are the other one. And so Walker, like I said, is proven to be a steal and a taxpayer mid-level exception. Those 3 aforementioned are not going to be traded. Now, the Lakers' interest in trading Russell Westbrook is well documented. The interest is waning, as the Athletic's Sam Amick reported this week, but it's not entirely off the table. It's becoming more likely the closer the Lakers get to February 9th trade deadline and teams become desperate to tank or shed long-term salary. The Lakers still have concerns over Westbrook's fit with James, especially at the end of games when they're closing them, when opponents have often put their center on Russell Westbrook and mucked up the Lakers' league worst crunch time offense. And then you got Pat Beverly, who has struggled in his second go-around in Los Angeles, particularly on offense. He's shooting career low field goal percentage at 30.3%, his three-point percentage at 25.4%, two-point percentage of 40.6%, and his field goal percentage of 38.9%, and shooting percentage of 43.9%, points 4.6%, and assists 2.4%. For the first time in his career, Pat Beverly is a negative on the floor. At 34, it's understandable that he's beginning to decline as a player. But he hasn't made an impact that the Lakers were hoping for. And then Kendrick Nunn's absolutely terrible. He lost his spot in the rotation, playing single-digit minutes in the 4 of the past 7 games and not playing entirely in 2 of them. 30-year guard is posting career lows in every stat, and he looks like a shell of the former player that the Lakers envisioned when they signed him last offseason. All 3 players are underperforming to their contracts, $47 million for Westbrook, $13 Beverly, and $5.3 for Nunn. So what are the Lakers looking for? Size and shooting. They're looking size mainly on the perimeter, though they could use another big, as Damian Jones has been absolute shit. But, they could cut Damian Jones and go sign somebody. Additionally, they want 3-point shooting. They want someone that's going to make them a contender. And for me, when you look at this is a roster that's a bit too imbalanced, okay? A bit too imbalanced in the sense that I think you look at it here, there's too many small guards in the rotation. They need to add a wing that's 6'6" to 6'9". A Josh Richardson, a Doug McDermott would help there. those are all players I think that could help. They could also use a versatile big that fits well next to Davis and would slot to limit, Wayne Gabriel into a more proper role. There's always in the market for a big star, third fitting star. So who's some trade partners? And this is in no particular order. Indiana, Detroit, Washington, San Antonio, Chicago, Utah, Brooklyn, and New York. Each of those teams has a star, wing, or a big that the Lakers have been known or reported to be interested in. Earlier this week, the Athletic's Sean Sharania reported that the Lakers have had discussions with Detroit's Bojan Bogdanovic, the Knicks' Evan Fournier, and Cam Reddish. In addition, they have talked about DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Kuzma, Zach LaVine, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Kyrie Irving, and Doug McDermott. All these players fit the bill of wings, bigs, or stars. The ultimate pie-in-the-sky scenario, the Lakers have interest in Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Bradley Beal if any of those players were to become available through trade demand. Now, as we continue the insiders' coverage of the Los Angeles Lakers, all right, what would a trade package look like? Regardless of what package or what deal they go for, the Lakers will be trading a player with negative value, thus will have to attach draft capital, likely in the form of one of their two tradable future first-round picks in 2027 or 2029. This is where it gets tricky. The Lakers are technically willing to part with their two picks if they believe the deal will vault them immediately into title contention. But it's unclear how far the organization believes they are from that threshold and what type of deal would meet that criterion. It's unclear how much lower the standard is for trading just one pick versus both. Any deal attaching picks would likely involve Westbrook. Through that would potentially rule out trading, a Evan Nunn, given the lack of tradable first rounds needed to trade those guys as well. The Lakers could use both picks along with Beverly and Nunn to make it a more, a different deal that's going to be between 17 and 22. So people are wondering, are the Lakers buyers or sellers? Obviously, the Lakers are buyers. They're just trying to figure out what's the best deal out there. Is it a Westbrook with picks or Nunn and Beverly with picks? And the teams that are tanking right now don't make sense for the Lakers. Detroit, Orlando, and Houston, because they don't want their veterans. Even though Gary Harris and Terrence Ross would be nice, Eric Gordon and KJ Martin would be nice, Bojan Bogdanovic would be nice. San Antonio and Charlotte are the exception because they've talked, their talks have been cooled off with the Hornets and the Spurs, so the Hornets are still trying to get into the play-in. But if the Hornets are willing to trade you Mason Plumlee, Kelly Oubre, I think that's all you can probably get. For Beverly and Nunn, I'd like that. Or if the Spurs are willing to trade you Josh Richardson, Jakob Poeltl, and Doug McDermott, be awesome. So, when are we expecting a trade? Not at least for 2 to 4 weeks, probably the end of December, midway through January, according to multiple league sources with their knowledge on the plans. NBA trade history shows that these types of trades don't happen until January on the early side. Most happen within the final week of the trade deadline. There are exceptions, of course, and the Lakers hope to be one of them. The Los Angeles Lakers have an urgency to get a deal done sooner than later. The sooner they improve their roster, the sooner they can turn the season around. But they also have the mercy of the trade cycle and the other developing motives from teams. There's several factors, and that'll lead to us finding out what ends up happening. I love you.